Very good evening to you and welcome to ATN Global News and Atlantic Television Network. To begin, let's take a look at the biggest stories making the headlines. NAPTIP arrests a suspect for organ harvesting in Akwa Ibom. Army advocates developmental journalism in tackling insecurity. Federal government congratulates Lebanon President-elect Joseph Aoun. Nigeria in darkness as national grid collapses. Pope Francis expresses sadness over California wildfires. Everton appoints David Moyes as manager. Davido set to release a fifth album, 5 in March.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
And now the news in details. National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons has arrested one suspect in connection with organ harvesting in Akwa Ibom State. The agency has also secured over 60 convictions with over 15 cases still pending determination in courts. The state zonal coordinator of NAPTIP, Mr. Emmanuel Awin, disclosed these in Uyo, the state capital, on Saturday while fielding questions from journalists during a media briefing to mark the 2025 National Human Trafficking Awareness Day, with the theme Strengthening Communities by Connecting the Dots. The briefing was organized by the State Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs in collaboration with NAPTIP and the Network Against Child Trafficking, Abuse and Labor. The zonal coordinator, who noted that organ harvesting has become a booming trade in the state, disclosed that some clinics and hospitals in the state are engaged in the organ harvesting business. In his remarks, the state coordinator of the Network Against Child Trafficking, Abuse and Labor Ambassador, Peace Adem, who highlighted the emotional and psychological dangers of human trafficking, called for continuous sensitization of communities against the dangers. The permanent secretary in the ministry, Mrs. Eno Akman, had in her remarks lauded the collaborative efforts of NAPTIP and NACTAL in the fight against human trafficking in the state. She commended the state governor, Umoino, for establishing the ministry, which she noted is saddled with the responsibility of improving the dignity of humans. Cross-River Cross River State Tourism Bureau says no fewer than 300,000 tourists attended the recently concluded 32-day Calabar Carnival held in Calabar, Cross River. The Bureau's Managing Director, Ekpeyong Ojoy, disclosed this in a statement in Lagos on Saturday. Ojoy said that there was a 42% growth in tourist attendance from the carnival in comparison with 2023 statistics. According to Ojoy, throughout the period under review, November 2024 to December 2024, the occupancy rate of accommodation establishments in Calabar rose to 68% from 57% in 2023. He added that more than 90% of hotels in Calabar had 100% occupancy rates between December 15, 2024 and December 29, 2024. He noted that Hodges Royal Metropolitan Hotel, Hodges Hotel, Monty Suites, UG Willis Hotel, Moju Hotel, Danik Hotel, Dallas Suites, the Grand Hotel generated more than 54% of the revenue from hotel bookings. Ojoy noted that 8.87 billion naira was spent on transportation by visitors to the destination, which covered air, road and sea transport. Delta State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has responded to the All Progressives Congress over rumors of Governor Sharif Oborevwori's alleged defection. There had been rumors that Oborevwori was planning to join the APC, which the governor had earlier dismissed in a statement by his chief press secretary, Mr. Festus Ahon. Recall that the APC, in a statement signed by its state publicity secretary, Mr. Valentine Onojeguo, and made available to journalists in Asaba, the Delta State capital, on Thursday, addressed rumors about Oborevwori's alleged plans to join the party, labeling it as speculation. Reacting to the statement, the State Commissioner for Information, Dr. Ifeanyi Osuoza, in a statement on Saturday in Asaba, described the APC as a party suffering from incontinence and cannot help itself. Osuoza sharply criticized the APC's reaction, accusing them of relying on unfounded claims rather than facts. He pointed out the APC's apparent unease with the governor's rising political stature and the increasing support for his leadership. Osuoza added that APC's condition was worsened by the acknowledgement of Oborevwori's outstanding performance and rising profile in the national political sphere, stressing that why would Delta APC not be in the pants when President Bola Tinubu has come publicly to acknowledge, describe and commend Oborevwori as a governor for all. Edo State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps said on Saturday that 15 suspects were arrested for operating private security guard companies without a license in the state. Benga Agun, the state commandant of the Corps, who disclosed this in Benin during an event organized to mark the New Year and his 1 year in office, said that 5 private guard companies were also sealed off by the Corps. Agun also added that the private guards company's department of the command trained 96 private guard personnel in the period under review. While disclosing that 110 suspects were arrested for various criminal offenses in the state in 2024, he added that 5 of the cases were charged to court, with 5 judgments secured in favor of the Corps and 6 others still pending in court. He added that the anti-fraud unit of the command also recovered 1,655,000 naira for various victims in the year under review, among several other interventions. According to him, the command handled 25 cases of intervention by the Agro Rangers unit, preventing bloody clashes between farmers and herders. Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency says no fewer than 11 persons sustained varying degrees of injuries following multiple accidents that occurred along the interchange section of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Saturday. A statement by the spokesman of the state-owned traffic agency, Babatunde Akimbi, said that incident occurred at about 7:30 a.m. on Saturday. Akimbi said the crash occurred when a Mazda bus collided with a truck that was trying to maneuver its way into the premises of a private company along the axis. According to him, another Toyota Hiace bus that was coming behind also collided with the vehicle's interchange. The spokesman said 21 people were involved in the crash, while 11 people comprising 8 males and 3 females sustained injuries, adding that the injured victims were taken to Idera Hospital at Shagamu by Federal Roads Safety Corps. Kogi State government has set aside over 7 billion naira to revamp an additional 88 primary health care centers across the 21 local government areas in the state. Governor Ahmed Ododo disclosed this at a ceremony held in Saturday at the Model Primary Health Care Center in Falele, Lokoja, the state capital, during the official handing over of the 88 additional primary health care centers to contractors by the state government for revitalization across the state. Ododo, who was represented by the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Abdulaziz Adams, noted that the revitalization of the new set of 88 healthcare centers follows the commencement of the revitalization of over 70 primary healthcare centers, which are already at various stages of completion following approval by the state government in March 2024. He noted that the revamping of the primary health care centers, which will upgrade over 150 such institutions in the state to functional level set 2 health facilities, reflects the commitment of the present administration to enhance access to health care delivery across the state. He added that the upgrade of primary health care facilities is part of the strategic plan of the Kogi State government to improve access to quality health care services in all parts of the state, with support by the World Bank. The governor urged the contractors to engage with the local government authorities and community stakeholders for an inclusive approach towards social and environmental safeguards in project implementation. Ododo also called on the local authorities and stakeholders in all communities where the projects have been cited to take ownership and ensure adequate protection of personnel, equipment, and the primary health care centers when completed. Borno State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology and Innovation, Lawal Wakibe, has raised concerns about the rising issue of prostitution among former Boko Haram captives. He made the remarks during a courtesy visit by Hamsatu Alamin, the CEO of the Alamin Foundation for Peace, on Saturday in Maiduguri. Wakibe highlighted that some of the freed victims were exposed to sexual exploitation due to their vulnerability during captivity by the terrorists. The commissioner noted that prostitution is especially prevalent in the local government areas of Bama, Banki, and Goza. He shared a distressing encounter with an 11-year-old girl surrounded by 3 other children, which he described as heartbreaking. He also mentioned that Cameroonian authorities had recently repatriated young girls aged 13 to 15 who had multiple children. Wakilbe emphasized the urgent need for reintegration and support for these vulnerable individuals, pointing out that the widespread sexual abuse could be attributed to poverty and a lack of viable survival alternatives. The commissioner's statement comes amid the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Borno, where over 276 girls were abducted from the government girls' secondary school. Insurgency has claimed the lives of more than 50,000 people in Nigeria's northeastern region and displaced over 2 million individuals since 2009. Commander 17th Brigade, Nigerian Army Katsina State Brigadier General Babatunde Omopariola on Saturday said developmental journalism should be accorded priority in the effort towards tackling insecurity. Omopariola Almo Pariola made this known during a luncheon with members of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Katsina State Council, led by its chairman, Tukurden Ali, held at the Command Officer Mess, Katsina. ATN reports that the event is aimed at commemorating the upcoming 2025 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day, as well as creating a robust, friendly environment for journalists to operate. Omar Pariola also challenged the media practitioners to be patriotic in the performance of the duties and avoid reports that would be detrimental to national interest and security. He noted that the season marked a special place in individuals and collectively as an army. The 17th Brigade Chief then made special tributes to colleagues who have paid the supreme price in the defense of the fatherland, while noting that the brigade under his watch will continue to provide for the welfare and comfort of their families. In his remarks, Tukurden Ali thanked the brigade commander and officers for the warm reception accorded to journalists, noting that journalists would always respond to the brigade's call out of their busy schedules to render media expertise when needed. He assured the commander that every practicing journalist in Katsina State would continue to partner with the brigade and other security agencies in the state, as well as promote interagency cooperation. Goods estimated at several millions of naira were on Friday night destroyed in a fire outbreak which occurred at Olushola Saraki Market, Ita-Amo area in Ilorin, West Local Government area of Kwara State. According to the Kwara State Fire Service, items destroyed in the fire incident included clothing, materials, provisions, soft drinks, and meat. The fire service, in a statement signed by the principal fire officer and head of media and publicity of the State Fire Service, Hassan Adekule, on Saturday said 7 shops were destroyed out of the 669 shops in the market. It added that the fire was sparked by a power surge caused by fluctuation supply from the power distribution company. The statement also noted that the director of the Kwara State Fire Service, Prince Falade John, sympathized with the market's leadership, affected shop owners, and the entire markets community. Falade, while expressing hope that losses of the traders would be restored in multiple folds, urged everyone to adopt fire safety measures to prevent future occurrences. Kano State government has called on the relevant authorities, institutions and individuals to comply fully with the recent Court of Appeal judgment that resolved the long-standing dispute over the Emirate Council reforms. The press conference held on Saturday at the NUJ Press Center in Kano, a delegation of top governmental officials, including the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Honorable Ibrahim Adamu, the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs Honorable Musa Bello, and the Commissioner for Information Honorable Halima Yusuf, emphasized the need for strict adherence to the ruling. The Court of Appeal Abuja Division overturned earlier decisions by the Federal High Court and upheld the legality of the Kano State government's actions regarding chieftaincy appointments and the restructuring of the state's traditional institutions. The government stressed that the judgment not only validates its reforms but also sets a precedent for respecting constitutional boundaries in chieftaincy affairs. The government further reiterated its commitment to fostering unity and development in Kano, emphasizing the importance of cooperation among all parties involved. The government used the opportunity to assure citizens of its readiness to work closely with traditional institutions to preserve Kano's cultural heritage while advancing modernization and development. Commandant of the Air Force Institute of Technology, Kaduna, Air Vice Marshal Sani Rabi, has charged graduate engineers of the institute to exhibit professional competence, due diligence, and moral ethics in their practice. The commandants made the call during the 2024 Graduate Engineers Induction held at the Ibrahim Alfa Auditorium, Afit, Kaduna, on Saturday. No fewer than 400 graduates of the class of 2024 of Afit were inducted as members of the Nigerian Institute of Engineers. The commandant, who was represented by the Institute's provost, Professor Awal Kashim, noted that Afit has grown significantly since its establishment 40 years ago, evolving from a technical institution to a full-fledged university. He also highlighted AFIT's commitment to collaborations with stakeholders, including the Nigerian Society of Engineers and the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria. Speaking, the president of Korean, Professor Sadiq Abubakar, reaffirmed the council's dedication to ensuring the quality and standards of engineering education in the country. He emphasized the importance of OBE in engineering education, stating that it ensures that engineering programs are designed to produce graduates with specific skills and competence. The Korean president also highlighted the organization's commitment to maintaining the attainment of the Washington Accord benchmark in university system and the Sydney Accord benchmark in polytechnics in Nigeria. Earlier in her speech, the president of the NSE, Margaret Oguntala, enjoined all the 2024 graduate engineers to be good ambassadors of AFIT and also uphold the ethics of the engineering profession wherever they found themselves. Joint operation led by operatives from the Department of State Security has successfully rescued 4 more kidnapped victims in Sokoto State. The victims were freed after a raid on a bandits' hideout, where the operation took place. According to a statement from Garba Muhammad, Director of Press Affairs of the Deputy Governor's Office, the kidnappers initially demanded a ransom of 50 million naira, later reducing it to 10 million naira. Malam Umar Dankoli, one of the victims, explained that after several days, only 1 million naira was raised through contributions, which was taken to the bandits by his eldest son about 9 days ago. However, upon arriving at the bandits' camp in Malafana Bush, his son was also held captive, and the bandits insisted on a 10 million naira ransom for their release. Malam Umar Dankoli stated that they remained in the hands of the bandits until they were rescued by the joint security team during a raid on the camp. Commenting on the operation, Colonel Abdul Hamid Usman, the special advisor to the governor on security matters, attributed the recent successes in combating banditry to the strong support provided by Governor Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto to security agencies. He noted that in the past 11 days, significant progress has been made in tackling banditry in the state. Colonel Abdul Hamid also urged the public to continue providing useful information to security agencies to help achieve further successes in the fight against crime. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa of Ondo State on his 60th birthday, which falls on Sunday, January 12, 2025. In a statement on Saturday by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, Tinubu commended Aiyedatiwa's unwavering commitment to political ideals and grassroots development, hailing its exceptional political journey and dedication to public service. The president highlighted Aiyedatiwa's steadfastness and loyalty, which he said began with his membership in the Action Congress of Nigeria in 2011 and continued through the party's evolution into the All Progressives Congress. Tinubu added that Aiyedatiwa's governance achievements, particularly his landmark electoral victory in 2024, paved the way for significant advancement in the health and education sectors, positively impacting the lives of Ondo State residents. The president expressed admiration for Aiyedatiwa's contributions as a commissioner representing Ondo State at the Niger Delta Development Commission, acknowledging his grassroots-focused approach to development. Tinubu also offered prayer for wisdom and Aiyedatiwa's continued well-being. Federal government has congratulated the newly elected president of Lebanon, Joseph Aoun. Aoun secured 99 votes in Lebanon's 128-seat parliament, overcoming a prolonged deadlock that left the country without a head of state since October 2022. The federal government, in a statement Saturday signed by the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kimiebi Ebiefa, expressed Nigeria's eagerness to further strengthen the historic and vibrant relationship between the two nations. Aoun, Lebanon's army chief, was elected president in a move that ends a two-year power vacuum. His candidacy for the mostly ceremonial role was supported by several prominent political factions in Lebanon, as well as international powers including the U.S., France, and Saudi Arabia. His rival, a candidate backed by Hezbollah, withdrew and endorsed Aoun just days before the election. The election came shortly after Lebanon brokered a ceasefire agreement to end a war with Israel. Aoun, who has led the Lebanese army since 2017, is set to play a significant role in the country's recovery and stability. One of his primary responsibilities under the ceasefire agreement would be overseeing the withdrawal of Israeli forces from southern Lebanon, ensuring Hezbollah's disarmament by January 2016. In his inaugural speech, Aoun vowed to usher in a new phase for Lebanon with a focus on restoring the Lebanese state's control over weapons, a reference to Hezbollah's powerful military presence. Well, you're watching the Global News in Atlantic Television Network. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, Global News continues. Do stay with us.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Well, thanks for staying with us. Independent National Electoral Commission is seeking additional funding from the federal government in preparation for the 2027 general elections. This was revealed by the Commission's chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu, while appearing before the Joint Committee on Electoral Matters at the National Assembly Complex in Abuja. To define the Commission's 2025 budget proposal, Professor Yakubu explained the need for additional funding to support key areas of INEC's work. He listed the areas needing the funding to include the continuous voter registration exercise, logistics for off-cycle elections, replacing damaged election materials like bimodal voter accreditation systems, ballot boxes, and voting cubicles, as well as repairing INEC offices in local government areas.
Download the Glow Cafe app today. You see here, you get everything all in one. So if you love music, you love Glow Cafe with a music catalog of over 2 million tracks. And if live radio is your thing, say no more. Just hit play and enjoy on Glow Cafe. Welcome to total control, so you can recharge or buy bundle, borrow data, and credit sharing and gifting. You've got all that too. You also get extra value with our range of value-added services on the Glow Cafe app. Watch all the action with Glow Cafe's exclusive range of video. Glow Cafe's got it all. And when it comes to gaming, we ain't playing around with Africa's gaming collection. And the best part, you get free activation bonus. So download the Glow Cafe app on Google Play or the App Store.
Glow Unlimited.
From
Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has invited Wahab and Rahim Okoya, sons of billionaire businessman Chief Razak Okoya, for questioning over alleged Naira abuse. Rahim and Wahab are expected to report to the Commission's Lagos office for questioning on Monday. The brothers sparked widespread criticism after a video surfaced showing them flaunting and spraying bundles of 1,000 Naira notes in a promotional clip for Rahim's new song titled Credit Alert. In the video, the duo dressed in white agbadas danced while a mobile policeman held stacks of crisp Naira notes, which they flung into the car. The act, perceived by many as disregard for the law, drew condemnation on social media, with some Nigerians expressing doubts about accountability due to their father's influential status. The Nigerian Police Force spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi on Thursday said the officer seen in the video had been identified and detained. However, it was gathered on Saturday that the anti-graft agency has invited the duo to report to the head of the Special Operations Team at the EFCC office on 15A Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos on Monday, January 13, 2025 for questioning. The invitation was signed by Michael Wetcast, the acting director of the Lagos Directorate of the EFCC. 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has congratulated Senator John Azuta Mbata on his election as the President General of the Apex Socio-Cultural Igbo Organization, Ohaneze Ndigbo, worldwide. ATN reports that Azuta Mbata, a former Rivers East Senator, was elected as the leader of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide on Friday at the Old Government Lodge in Enugu. Atiku, in a statement from his media advisor Paul Ibe on Saturday, congratulated the new executive members of Ohaneze Ndigbo. He extended his best wishes to everyone expected to lead the organization moving forward. The former vice president also praised the peaceful and credible manner in which the election was conducted. Atiku stated that Mbata's experience as a lawmaker and administrator, along with the collective expertise of the new executive, positions them well to fulfill their mandate. Indigenous people of Biafra on Saturday congratulated Uche Okuku on his emergence as President General of the Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Ndigbo. IPOB also charged the Southeast governors and Ohanese's Imeobi against subverting the choice of the people due to selfish political interests. Barrister Okuku, also former Rivers State, had earlier been announced as the new President General by a faction of the organization. However, the spokesman of IPOB, Ima Powerful, said Southeast governors have engaged in activities aimed at sabotaging the progress of Igbo nation. According to Powerful, the noble family movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, hails the election of Barrister Uche Okuku as Ohaneze Ndigbo President General. They equally called on the Ohaneze Ndigbo, the governors, and Ohaneze Imeobi not to subvert the clear choice of the people or subject it to usual selfish political interests. Powerful alleged that content with entrenching and directly benefiting from the insecurity ravaging parts of Igbo land, Southeast governors have once again demonstrated their utter disdain and disrespect for the wishes of the majority of Igbos worldwide by engaging in activities clearly designed to sabotage the progress of our race at this critical juncture in our history. And now we move on to business news. Federal government, through the National Agricultural Development Fund, has signed a contract with AG Coms International Trading Limited, a sub-dealer of John Dairy, to supply 2,000 mechanized equipment and boost food production. The equipment includes tractors, plows, and combined harvesters targeted at boosting food security in the country. The contract, worth $70 million, includes the supply of 2,000 tractors, 100 combined harvesters, and other equipment such as plows, planters, and trailers. The equipment will be assembled in Nigeria as training and product support will be provided to ensure the sustainability of the program. Speaking at a signing ceremony which held at the Minister's office in Abuja, Abubakar Kyari, Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, said the program is part of the federal government's effort to mechanize agriculture in Nigeria and improve food production. The minister said the program is expected to create jobs, increase food production and reduce poverty in rural areas. In his remarks, Muhammadu Abu Nad, Executive Secretary, said the NAD has been mandated to implement one of the 4 mechanization programs of the federal government led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his aspiration to see that Nigeria transits from monolithic economy and well-diversified economy. Central Bank of Nigeria has announced the introduction of 2 new financial products designed to serve Nigerians living abroad. The non-resident Nigerian ordinary account and the non-resident Nigerian investment account were unveiled in a circular dated January 10, 2025, issued by the Trade and Exchange Department of the Apex Bank. According to the CBN, these accounts aim to streamline remittances, encouraging investment, and foster financial inclusion among Nigerians in the diaspora. The document was signed by the Acting Director of Trade and Exchange, Dr. W.J. Kaya. The initiative is also expected to provide a secure and efficient platform for managing funds and investing in Nigeria's financial markets. The circular further noted that effective 1st January 2025, eligible NRNs shall have the opportunity to own any of the non-resident Nigerian accounts subject to meeting KYC requirements, which will be made available in fax to be released soon. The NRNOA is designed to facilitate remittances by allowing non-resident Nigerians to remit foreign earnings into Nigeria and manage funds in foreign currency or naira. Deposits from sources such as salaries, allowances, and dividends are supported alongside spending on family, maintaining military rivals. The rapid support successfully would